Hi, and welcome to Stamp with Ginny. Today I'm going to share with you this fun birthday card that I made using the Thoughtful Bloom stamp set and the small bloom punch from Sale-a-bration. So let me set this aside and we'll get started. For this project, because it's layered before I add the ribbon, I'm going to start with my stamping. I'm going to use my itty bitty birthday stamp set and the happy birthdays greeting here to stamp the sentiment in the lower right hand corner. And I am going to bring in my squares of cardstock. Now for this project, I find that laying it on my grid paper and lining it up works well for me. And I am going to add these squares of basic black where I think they will go. I'm going to make sure that I have the two outside squares about the distance I want from the edge. And now I can add the adhesive. Now I like using the multi-purpose adhesive for this. It's a liquid and it allows me a little bit of wiggle room. Like I said, I've got those outside squares where I want them. So the first one I'm going to adhere down is the center square, and I'm going to line that up about an even distance between the two. And I'm using my grid paper as a guideline. And then I'm going to place this other square here on the left and adhere it down, and then flip over this right square on the right hand side. Now the thing I like about the multi-purpose glue is that you can adjust slightly once you have those squares down, and you can make sure your margins are where you want them. There we go. And so I'm ready to add the white cardstock piece to the center. And once I have that done, I'm ready to bring in my basic black cardstock here and layer this piece onto the top. Now that I have my stamping done and all my squares adhered, I'm ready to add this piece of ribbon. So I'm going to turn this over and bring in my ribbon. I'm going to bring my mini glue dots in, and I'm going to add a mini glue dot onto each end of this ribbon and lift up carefully to pull those glue dots with the ribbon. At this point I can turn this over, lay my ribbon where I'd like it, and that glue dot allows that ribbon to adhere exactly where I'm placing it with no problem. Now that I've got that piece on, I can bring in my card base and fold that in half and use my bone folder so I have a nice crease. And then I'm going to flip this over, add my adhesive to the back, and adhere this to my card front. There we go. I've got my piece of Whisper white paper and my lovely lipstick classic ink, and I've got this cute little flower image from the Thoughtful Blooms. I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp onto my Whisper white paper. Now of course at this point, if you wanted to make this even quicker and easier, you could use your Stamparatus, line it up once, and then you'll have a perfect image each time. I'm going to use the line image now, and I'm going to ink it up in the lovely lipstick and do a full strength stamp. There we go. And now I'm ready to punch these out. So I'm going to slip my punch on here and punch all three of these flowers. I'm going to add a Stampin' Dimensional to the back of each of these flowers. And then I'm going to adhere them randomly onto these squares. And I'm going to tilt them different ways so they have more of a natural kind of flow to them. There we go. Now I'm ready to add my bow and my rhinestones. I've already tied my bow using the lovely lipstick 1/8 inch Grow Gain, and I'm going to attach that where I'd like it onto my ribbon. Using one of my glue dots. And then I'm going to bring in my Take Your Pick tool, and I have colored these rhinestones with the basic black Stampin' Blends so that they coordinate well. I love the fact that we can do that with our embellishments. The Stampin' Blends make it easy to color coordinate. I've added the medium-sized rhinestones here to the center of my flowers, and then I'm adding these two smaller rhinestones onto each side of my sentiment. Whoop. Okay, and to finish my card here, I am going to coordinate the inside. I love the fact that this Itty Bitty's Birthdays stamp set comes with coordinating stamps so that you can stamp on the outside and then use a stamp that you feel is appropriate for the inside. So I'm going to take the Can't Believe You're Another Year Older and stamp that in my tuxedo black. And then I'm going to come back in with just the line image of my little flower, and I'm going to stamp that above it using the lovely lipstick. And I'm ready to add this panel on the inside of my card. There we go, and my card is ready to send. So let me show you the original again. If you'd like any of these products, feel free to stop by my online store. You can get there from my blog, Stamp with Jini. Thanks for joining me.